Hey all. The Four of Swords, Ten of Swords, and the Knight of Cups immediately show in the Game of Thrones tarot for us. For this reading for the collective on December 3rd. It is our collective reading, our lunar pool for the 3rd and the 4th. Four of Air, 10 of Air, Knight of Water. Let's see what else comes through for us. So the reading is for any and all signs, and the messages are for the time surrounding and following the 3rd and the 4th. We are, of course, still experiencing Mercury retrograde energies. 10 of Chalices, 10 of Water showing, because we are still in that post-shadow period of Mercury retrograde, right? So that is true for today, tomorrow, and then I believe the last day is the 5th, Thursday, at least my time. We have the Five of Air here, the Five of Swords. So a lot of us around this time are needing to heal, maybe incubating ideas, definitely needing to heal from a battle. Is it just a mental battle in our minds, just an internal struggle, or have there been verbal battles? Whatever they've been, something has seen us through those battles, and now we need rest, we need healing, we need perspective. We need time and space in solitude, alone, to really review and connect with those things that have helped us through the battle in the recent past here. Show gratitude for those people, those places, those parts of ourselves, etc., that have really seen us through as we heal. Ace of Chalices, Ace of Water also shows for us. So there is also a very painful ending to a negative cycle on the table for the collective around this time, maybe connected to this mental battle, this internal struggle, or these verbal battles, if that's the case. But it is the end of a negative cycle, most likely, even though it may be painful. And that ending, painful though it may be, is also this emotional new beginning. Makes room for new love, renewed love. Can be. But it is an emotional new beginning, certainly. Maybe just leaves someone feeling more capable of, ready to be open, ready to share and to connect, as we were saying. We then have, to finish the reading, two kings, a king of fire and a king of water. King of spears, king of chalices or cups in this deck. Spears being wands, fire, of course, in this deck. Ace of Fire on the bottom of the deck. Information on the decks that I used, this one included the Game of Thrones tarot, can all be found down below in the description. That's where you can also find information about personal readings, ordering readings, tipping and donating, etc., etc. Really anything that you should need to know is down in the description box. But as for this reading for the collective, Whether this ending has already begun, this painful ending has already begun for you or not, it seems inevitable. We do have 2 tens on the table. The close of a cycle is here or very near, happening around this time, at least this month. And it looks like very soon after the ending, that painful ending, is this emotional offer. Probably a very emotional offer. Now, this could be you having the courage to make an offer after that ending. Or it can also be one being made to you, right? It's an expression of emotion, of love. That could also be you expressing creatively, or expressing in work that uses your empathy, perhaps, or a lot of your emotion, your creativity, something of that nature, your ability to heal, perhaps, in some way, shape, or form, right? Now, if that is the case, well, if there is an offer coming in or going out, first of all, it looks to me like it's actually a very bold, assertive, persuasive move. A very friendly and passionate and charming move. But charming, maybe a little seductive, maybe all that's coming across about that offer, right? Or even if we're talking about an expression that you're making artistically, creatively, or in your work, your ability to heal or be empathetic somehow, right? This expression, whether it's coming towards you or coming from you, it's coming off that way, right? The seductiveness, the charming nature of it may be coming across. How emotional it is may really be coming across, but it's coming from, as I said, this bold, very capable and connected, assertive and certain, confident place, and all of that may not be communicated, may not be coming across. So know that about the offer, whether you're about the offer or the expression, again, whether it's coming from you or coming towards you, know that there's this fire and confidence and true capability that is unspoken and understated below the surface here. So maybe there's something that you mean to communicate differently, or that's something that you need to know about someone around you. But ultimately here, what you're headed toward as a result of this painful ending, this rest and healing, this gratitude that you're finding for what has supported you through what has felt like a battle, right? This ability to embrace a new emotional beginning, this journey of, I think, embracing a new emotional and so spiritual beginning for you, in spite of the negative cycle, the painful ending that could have taught some of you to do otherwise, or encourage some of you to, you know, sort of shut down instead of choose to open up, or remain open to certain experiences, connections, feelings even, right? As a result of that journey and embracing that new beginning, there is shared emotional fulfillment here. A mastery of an emotional situation, a master of one's emotions for some, a master of one's emotional expression for a lot of you. Because some of you are trying to take this creative, artistic expression or work that you're doing that allows you to utilize some of that in yourself or in your work, or this, healer's work that you're very emotional about, something like that. And really make entrepreneurial type of moves with it, turn it into a business, really see some profit, some reward as a result of offering these expressions to others in some way, right? For some, that's specific for some, whereas others, it reads more, like I said, the expression or offer of love being given or received. But ultimately, I do see this shared emotional fulfillment, and I sense that it does not necessarily mean that it's coming from this offer that might be well received and accepted, or may not, right? It looks like it's coming in as a direct result of this ending, and perhaps that ending being so close at hand might be, and this healing period really needing to take place, right, might be part of the reason that it's not entirely well received. Again, we're getting specific for some. For some, we could be looking at these two masculine energies, a mature masculine fire sign and a mature masculine water sign coming together here. And it probably does have to do with this offer that comes in quickly, but does offer shared emotional fulfillment. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Sag, Aries, or Leo, perhaps, or just people who embody those type of traits. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean two males, doesn't necessarily have to mean those signs even, right? I want to quickly, this is getting a little long, look at, you know, the little bit of astrology I've noted on my calendar compared to what I'm seeing here, because it's feeling like I said, for some it plays out over the course of the next month. And I want to note, before I forget, that these two kings, that could also be, you know, a Cancer and an Aries type of energy. Again, whether it's two masculines or not, it may be a male and a female, but a Cancer and an Aries. Again, I wouldn't get too hung up on the signs, but it's great when it confirms things. And the two aces may also be confirming that for some, we're looking at a literal birth, an emotional new beginning, a spiritual new beginning. Do we need to be aware that if there's a sexual connection connected to this new emotional beginning that is explored, right, that there could be a literal birth showing up with both aces here, right? And with two aces on the table, 1-1 may be particularly significant for some of you, may hold an additional message for some of you. Also have those two kings though, right? And 2 tens. So let me note that for us as well. So yeah, for a lot of you, this all may not come to pass, however it plays out for you specifically until that new moon in Capricorn at the end of the month. So but the timeline will be different for everyone, time being fluid, as always. I think for a lot of you, we are looking at some of you having overlooked someone, or maybe you're not quite there yet. That hasn't happened quite yet, but you may overlook someone based on the fact that they do seem seductive and charming, and that doesn't mean that they aren't also mature and capable, and much deeper, inspiring individuals than you would initially give them credit for. And are going to need to take into consideration that you just came out of something really painful, a negative cycle, where perhaps you trusted the same person or the same type of person over and over and over again, before realizing that you needed to break the pattern. But the fact of the matter is that you have realized and are aware that you need to break that pattern. So you're very likely to be attracting a different type, right? To be vibing at a different frequency. And so resonating with a different frequency, drawing a different vibration towards you. And for some of you, you're being very discerning, especially if you have your own family that you're going to be wanting to look out for as far as who you invite into your life, maybe your home, relationships, etc. And you correctly identify this individual as overly excited and making a lot of promises and offers that they can't live up to. And this shared emotional fulfillment that we see for you here then, moving forward, at least by the end of the year, I'd say for some, if not sooner, for others, is with a different partner here. One who does exhibit that same emotional depth, but doesn't necessarily need to put it on display for you. And you feel and know, or in some way are shown that it is there, right? And you feel that you can trust that person, you can share with that person more. And there may be some confusion here, because with that painful ending, that ending of a cycle, that release, that shift in vibration, right? You may sense this new emotional beginning, this new love, new crush, new opportunity for happiness coming in, right? And so there may be some confusion here, if there is a difference between Prince Charming and the more mature king that you're actually looking for and could partner with and have true shared emotional fulfillment with. And so you want to see that coming, and that could be why it needs to come out now, but it's so far ahead for some, right? But for others, I really do see that that's just the part of someone that you're seeing at first, and there's so much more beneath. There may be some fear holding you back because of what you've just gone through, keeping you from taking a look at that. And that is why you need this rest, this healing, this meditation time, this time in solitude, away from others' opinions, etc. Not only presently, but as you progress through the month and through the season and through this situation, through the winter even, I'm feeling, right? Just for some of you, right? It's going to be different. Again, we can get more specific in a personal reading. But that's what I see coming through for us for our lunar pool, for the collective, for the 3rd and the 4th of December 2019. Message really for ending the year for a lot of us. Some just, not even realizing that they're being a little too protective, because this battle was hard. This ending painful, right? And I think, that's why the most important thing coming through with the 4 of air, the 4 of swords, is to make sure that you do find gratitude for those people, those environments, those energies, those even parts of you, again, that saw you through that battle as you meditate on how to move forward. or just meditate, clear your mind, and heal, rest. Maybe you do want some energetic healing, like we see pictured here in the Four of Air in this particular depiction, right? Some Reiki or something, some other type of energetic healing, perhaps. But you certainly want some time that is totally just in solitude, contemplating on your own without any other outside influences or opinions. Again, not just now, not just starting this situation, but moving through the month or the situation. But the path that you're on now, it doesn't, whomever this Knight of Cups is, it doesn't look like, if this isn't the offer for you, it certainly doesn't look like you're fooled. The path you're on now is headed right toward the shared emotional fulfillment, a mature energy worthy of partnering with you. It doesn't necessarily mean in a romantic sense either, even though that's how a lot of this has sounded, right? So however it plays out for you specifically, again, it could be a partner of any kind. Again, I see those water signs and fire signs, of course, particularly the cardinals, but I also feel like I see 3 aces because I kept getting the Ace of Swords for us when shuffling and meditating with the deck before recording. So maybe 111 could be particularly significant as well. This is so much about you being able to see the truth. Though it seems a little confusing that for some the message means that this offer is in fact more than it seems, and for others it is in fact sort of a false offer before one that's worthy of you, even though, you know, and it's confusing because you've been sensing one coming, right? It's so much about you being able to see the truth here. And this is all about the birth of something spiritual. So perhaps if it's not a literal birth, and it could be for some, you know, I don't want to say be careful, but if that's not what you want, and this emotional new beginning is also has to do with a sexual connection, then you know, just be mindful of that. But if it's not the birth of a literal birth, the birth of something spiritual and emotional in that sense, then if it's not like a conception, then it could be, you know, the awakening of a spiritual gift, if you will, if that, you know, if that's how you think of it, label it, spiritual awareness or a psychic sense, something like that, right? Because it is so much about you being able to identify the truth about this offer, this beginning, shared emotional fulfillment, what that means for you, how you identify that. And defending what is sacred to you, defending what you believe in, what you believe is right for you. Again, whether it's a romantic partner or not. So I don't know why I always get hung up in making sure to say that the message could be for both in these generals. And you know, it looks to me like if there is a choice between partners, and there really won't be for everyone here, if that's how it boils down, though, if that's how it shakes out. I mean, the King of Swords here makes me think that the right path or partner here is one who sees the truth about you equally as well. So However it shakes out, it does look like it's someone that you either don't get to or don't identify. Either I don't identify correctly at first or don't really get to here at first. So, you know, if it's someone that you're thinking, or you start thinking, oh, this is an immature offer, they won't live up to these promises, this is too much emotion, you may be proven wrong as you progress. But if it's someone that you think is your Prince Charming right off the bat, immediately, right, then I would think twice. Because it does look like you either don't know who they are at first. You know, if it is a romantic connection, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be only for those in pursuit of a male partner either. But they're just showing up as masculine energy, so that it's probably the more assertive half of this is all I would think from that. But yeah, it does look like you either don't identify them at first or don't meet them in this scenario at first if it's someone else. So, you know, just keep that in mind if it resonated. And also if it resonated, do let me know. I love to hear about that in the comments. So with that, we will leave our lunar pool there finally for the 3rd and the 4th. Thank you so much for all of your support to Lunartics Tarot. As always, likes, comments, subscribes, etc. All of it is so appreciated. And I hope that the needed insight was able to reach you all here. And I truly look forward to doing another lunar pool for us just as soon as I can.